Okay. So just before we start on conversion graphs, I just want to answer a question for someone there on exercise 11.1. So express each of the following ratios as whole numbers. So how we do that is we put them in as a fraction. So it's a half. So you're going to put in your fraction button, then put in another fraction button and put a half on top and 2 on the bottom. And then it'll simplify it to 1 over 4. So how you'd write your answer then is 1 is to 4. So like this, 1 is to 4 would be question 12, part 1. Part 2 would be, so you put in your fraction button, it's a half is to a half. So you stick another fraction button on top, you go down underneath, put in another fraction button, and two is to 1. So 2, the number 2 as a fraction is 2 over 1. So it's 2 is to 1. Okay, so that one's a bit confusing, the answer it gives you. But so then similarly, stick in 1/4, another fraction button over 3/4, press equals, and it gives you 1/3. So 1 is to 3. So, sorry, I can't see what I'm writing down here. So that's the first one, 1 is to 4. This is the second one, because I gave an answer of 2. Any number is over 1, so it's 2 is to 1. And then your third one is 1 is to 3. Let me have a look and see. The rest of them are all the same. Just be careful there when you get to question 5. Question 5 is 3/4 is to 1.5. So put in your fraction button, then the fraction button on top for 3 over 4. But underneath you have to put in a mixed fraction button, which means you press the shift button and this, and you put in your 1.5 that way. Don't put in the fraction button and then try and put the full number in front of it, because that's telling the calculator that it's 1 multiplied by this. It's not saying that it's a mixed fraction. You need to use the mixed fraction button, which is here up above the fraction button, so you shift to get it. Okay, try those and let me know if there's still problems. Okay, so we're starting with conversion graphs, section 11.4. So we use conversion graphs to change one quantity into an equivalent quantity. So for example, it's kilometers to miles, degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit, different currencies. So for example, US dollars to euros. A directly proportional graph produces a straight line graph through 0, 0. So it has to go through the point 0, 0 to be directly proportional. You'll have proportional graphs that don't go through 0, 0. They will be proportional. As one thing increases, the other thing increases, or as one thing increases, the other thing decreases. But they're not directly proportional unless they go through 0, 0. Alright, so we're going to work from the book because we can look at the graph. The graph shows the relationship between degrees Celsius and degrees Fahrenheit. So across our x-axis we have degrees Fahrenheit, and up our y-axis we have degrees Celsius. So use the graph to convert approximately 35 degrees Celsius. So you go to the side that has Celsius. So we go to the Celsius. Let me just get a pencil. When it says use your graph, you have to do stuff on the graph to show that you've used your graph to get it. And what that means is you're going to draw a line. So you're going to start at 35 degrees Celsius. This is 30, that's 40. So halfway is 35. And draw a line out as far as 30 as the line, okay, from 35. Then you drop it down. And it just shows that you've used your graph to get your answer. So halfway between 90 and 100 is 95. So my answer is 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and then 50 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. So again, go to 50 Fahrenheit, draw a line up, draw the line across. Now this one isn't too bad because they convert exactly to whole numbers, but it's when they don't that the lines are really handy, and make sure you're keeping your line straight with the lines above and below it. So 50 degrees Fahrenheit is 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, if the temperature in New York on a particular day ranges from 55 and 99 degrees Fahrenheit, express this range in Celsius. So we have to go to Fahrenheit and go 55 so 55 is about 15 and 99 about 30 5, 6, 7, 37. Okay, so 37 to 15, or 15 to 37. Okay, degrees Celsius is the answer to that. Alright, so the homework on that is just answering questions like that from the graph. So I don't think they should be too bad, so give them a go. Any problems, let me know. Exercise 11.4 on page 262, questions 1 to 8.